Hi, this is Christian, and what this is a video recording of Camtasia Studio, done with Camtasia Studio, and my goal here is to kind of give you a brief run through of the design process that went behind Museum on the Move and how we made our panels. I want to start first with a few pictures of the Airstream trailer for the Museum on the Move exhibit before it was reconstructed and renovated and whatnot. So this is what we were working with as a design team. We went in and we took pictures. Yeah, I mean, these pictures aren't the greatest. They were taken with phones. But as you can see, the interior of the trailer was old and dangerous looking. The floor was out, different parts and stuff like that. So what we did is we took our pictures, and I went and I started working with Photoshop. We had discussed it in class, and we wanted slats. So I kind of drew a few mock-up slats. This is a picture from IKEA that we were thinking about briefly. And so what I did was I drew a couple of mock-up slats in some of the panels, and this is kind of just to get a general idea of the visual. We started inserting this into these pictures. And of course, here's some examples of the panels themselves in the very, very, very early stages of the design. This is kind of what we ended up with. And this was our, this is a very primitive version of what it ended up becoming, because we didn't have the time to build the slats, as you can see, and we didn't have a mannequin in the back, of course. But let's see. Here's our first presentation panels that we made. It's Caroline Dorman, Wendy Boggs, which that looks kind of like an obituary more than anything, so I'm really glad that didn't end up in the exhibit. And that was a personal joke. Yes, and so these are some of our first examples and first attempts and logos. And of course, as anyone who's seen the exhibit, the final panels ended up looking much more like this. So yeah, one thing about the panels is they were all done in PowerPoint. And the great thing about PowerPoint, aside from it being able to provide great lectures, is that there's so much versatility with shapes and things like that. So you can get something like this, and in a few seconds I can change the whole layout of this entire slide if I wanted to, and the way it actually is presented. I mean, I'm not saying it will look good, but there's just a lot of freedom in PowerPoint to do these kind of things very, very quickly. And while Adobe Photoshop works very well, I'm particularly partial to PowerPoint when designing panels. Anyway, that's the gist of it. Those are our panels. That's kind of a very small portion of the process. Here are the theme panels that were made. And yeah, there's nothing too complicated. Very simple. Anyone with a general idea of PowerPoint could do this. And yeah, what ended up being the product was a pretty great exhibit.